Now, being a night owl, someone who's inclined to stay up and late and work and wake up late, this is so rigidly determined by neurobiology, it is very hard to fight. It is very hard to fight. And it is so strongly genetically determined that very often, if someone has a pronounced circadian phase issue, such as being a pronounced night owl, you'll almost always find that there's a parent who has the same pattern or has been fighting it until you ask them. It's extremely strong. Now we have that's a kind of circadian referring to a 24-hour clock of the body, which governs a lot of things and is very integrated with depression. That is an example of a circadian phase issue. There's a less common form called phase advance. That's a phase delay. Phase advance are people who fall asleep earlier in the evening, the person who always wants to I'm done with dinner at 8:15, can we go to sleep now? And then wakes up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and has been that first person who can get to the treadmill before anyone else fights them for it at the gym. Now, that's a phase advance. There seems to be less of that around. Now, so our shorthand is the night owl, we call night owls, a phrase everyone knows. We refer to the phase advance as larks, who get up singing with the sunrise. And those who are lucky enough to be right in between and kind of really that optimal point, hummingbirds, okay? Now, if a person comes in and says, I can't get to sleep, I think the first thing you have to figure out, are they trying to sleep out of the phase of their neurobiology? Because if you try to fight that with antidepressants, with sleep medications, you might be able to succeed at that, but that's not real easy to do. Unfortunately, not everyone can live a life that's in accord with their neurobiology. And for some people, the phase delay is so extreme, they can't live a life where they go to sleep every night at 4 a.m. and wake up at 12 noon. So there are a lot of issues there. It's important, but I'm making the point, it's important to really drill down. What is the nature of the sleep problem? Are you having trouble falling asleep? And we can talk about what that means, because you don't fall asleep automatically like that most of the time, unless you're sleep deprived or have a sleep disorder like sleep apnea. It takes a few minutes to drift off, and if not, up to half an hour. Do you wake up during the night? Well, there are times in life where it's natural to wake up during life briefly as part of normal sleep. It's not insomnia as long as you get back to sleep reasonably quickly. A man in his 50s and 60s has to get up to urinate. The disruptions of sleep that are common after menopause. These are unfortunate disruptions to our sleep, but they're part of natural biology. And if the person gets back to sleep fairly easily, we don't consider it an insomnia, not a reason typically to institute medication.